lives matter. Not like matter the more than someone else. They matter. Why is that such a...
Hold on, bro. Let me look at the Instagram. Hold on. Anyone want to contribute a $5 where I begin?
Why is Black Lives Matter such a controversial statement? I heard Michael Che, the comedian, talk about that. I was like, yo, Black Lives matter. Not like matter the more than someone else. They matter. Why is that such a... Can we say that?
Opposition?
Is it like, yo... Like,
I think in opposition,
matter.
like people who are unintentionally racist despise Black Lives Matter because they think that Black people are trying to get attention, but it's, you know, that it's not true at all, because it's like, you know, they don't understand. If you're racist, it would be in your favor to not believe that Black people still experience racism. Like, I've seen a whole bunch of videos and like different people's opinions to where there's a large majority of people in America that don't believe that racism even exists. That they'll just say things like it's classism. And I've heard this argument so many times that like it's not a race problem. That's what's making it such a bad problem. It's a class problem. So like poor people are the ones who are like targeted. But what's funny is they're like, in the same breath, these same people are used the statistics where Black people commit more crime than white people, which is a direct racist correlation, because if you considered Black people as equal, you wouldn't say Black on Black crime or Black on white crime. You would just say American crime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The class problem would come into effect if you literally looked at everybody aside for this income. So it's just, it's like, I think it's just racism, honestly. Because I don't understand, for me, I don't see how you would be able to say that Black Lives Matter is a hate group unless, it's racism. I mean, that's my answer, honestly. Or ignorance.
It's ignorance and people who are not
so much ignorance.
Yeah.
People who just don't want to hear anything. They don't want to see the other side. Because me personally, I like viewing both sides. You know, I grew up in, like, I went to white schools and all that stuff. So I don't understand. I understand both sides. I don't agree with both sides, but I understand both sides and everything like that. So if you try to relate to the other people, to the other side, which they don't do, they would understand. We're just trying to get equality. We just want to, we want to defund the police so that we can put more education in our schools and everything. Because I guarantee if you educate more, if you put more into your learning system, you won't have as much crime.
Yeah.
So that's why we say defund the police and everything like that. We're not saying abolish the police. We're just saying defund the police. Put more, into your communities. That way you won't have to work as hard as a police department.
But to be honest, though, I could see how somebody could find defund the police more of a controversial term than Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is literally just Black Lives Matter. It's not anything more or anything less. Of course, we know that matter is like the minimum. Like, Black lives are important and they contribute a lot. But like, matter should just be the minimum for every race. Every race matters. But defund the police, like, when I first heard it, I thought they were just trying to take money away from the police. But you have to look more into that, like, in my opinion, more than like Black Lives Matter.
But I mean, I agree, but I feel like it's also like, because like right now, a lot that's always seemed to happen is we would take time to make sure, at least from what I've seen from person, like a lot of Black people, and just like from seeing both sides yet again, we would take time to see both sides, to try to understand what is this person want, why are they doing this, yada yada, this, that, and third, going the extra mile. And the other side is often just sitting in their same position, not even like looking, not even a question, just even one question as to why. Now this is like probably the first instance that a couple of people are looking in, but there's still like a lot of people who are still like not willing to even understand what the other side is, even if they agree with theirs. Like, we understand their side. I mean, of course, I nowhere near agree with it, but I can see why they are like the way they're like. But no, like vice versa, they don't they don't understand our side, neither do they agree with it. Which is, you don't have to agree with it, but at least understand what the person's saying. So when you're talking, you're not sounding so, ignorant, or you're not, I don't know. So I feel like that's
they
always
understand,
the problem
bro.
with it.
They just don't care.
They don't.
But
it's easy to not care when you think of us as different.
But that's my thing, though, because people act like these white people don't know. This crap has been going on for years. If you ain't got it, it's because of you don't care.
So inbred, Nate.
Ignorant is bliss, though.
So inbred into them.
Ignorance and racism hand in hand.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm saying that
Are you saying that they're not ignorant, that they know what they're doing, they just choose? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, to an extent. Dude, it doesn't, to me, I feel like some people are giving some of these white people the benefit of the doubt. Like, some to an extent, but like a lot of these people, they know. If you were to ask a white person right now, would you like to live in the shoes of a black person? What would they say? No. That proves my point.
That would be subconscious, though. That would be massive conscious, because there's a lot that goes into that question. It's like, do I want to be a black person? A person that doesn't think they're racist wouldn't think that though. They would, like, there are people that argue up and down with you. Racism is such a complicated state of mind, because you don't have to say outright, I hate black people, but you would have to believe certain things in order to get to that point. So if you ask somebody, are you racist? They'll be like, no, I love black people. Like, my friends are black. I hadn't connected the audio yet, but then like I've got black friends and all that. But then if you ask them like more and more questions on what they like believe, it's more of an ideological standpoint. Like if you ask them, like, what's your view on black people, or like, do you believe that black people are like intrinsically inferior? Like there'll be things where you could say, you ask them, why are black people committing more crime? And instead of saying things like, it's not that they commit more crime, because they're people like me, they'll be like, oh, maybe because their fathers aren't in their lives, or maybe because, they're poorer, or they're more prone to violence. See, those are racist thoughts, but you don't really think of it that way because that's what you think black people are. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's that they're just like, black people suck. I think it's that they have these weird ingrained things that they believe like about us, but it's not, they don't think that's racist because they think that's how we are, Okay. But it's really just like some weird thing in their head.
Bro, I'm gonna say this though, like for me personally, because there's you could like look at the littlest details and be like, oh, that's racist, and then you see like people who are just like super racist, like try and paint black over Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. But then what makes me feel better is when like people, mainly white, when white people are just able to accept that there are racist people, and they're able to accept that fact and kind of at least try to see your side. That's what lets me know that a white person is not like racist or like fully racist. Ignorance and like racism goes hand in hand. But like when they accept that fact, then that kind of lets me know that we're moving in a better step.
Yeah, when you're open to the conversation, I believe
that's what I'm saying.
That's the only way that they're gonna.
When it's not a taboo topic, that's when I know like we're okay.
Yeah, when we can get comfortable getting uncomfortable and actually like sit down and talk and be like, all right, so this is my side. Now let me hear yours. Feel me? So we can actually talk, have a conversation, and stuff like that. Now, I agree with Nate to an extent. Do I believe that there's some people who are just like they see our side and they're just like, no, I don't.
Okay.
I don't like black people.
Yeah.
I believe that because the KKK still exists. All those other.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we've met a lot of them. So
the thing is, I feel like there's both, but the thing is you really can't see the difference. Like, it's really hard to see the difference if a person's really just ignorant, or if they're like racist and they're just saying or like showing that they're ignorant. It's hard to see the difference. Like, that's a really thin line.
I think the main problem why it's so hard to see is because it goes so perfectly hand in hand. Like it really, like if you really start doing it, it really goes so perfectly. Someone like their father, whatever, could train their child to be racist. They could be ignorant of the fact of how detrimental it is, but they can still be racist and full wholeheartedly believe it because of their father, their great-grandfather, whoever it may be. You know what I mean? So it goes so perfectly hand in hand. You don't have to know completely what it does to someone in order to be racist. You just have to be racist.
I've got a really good story to go with that. That goes like directly with that. Like my dad, he worked at like one of his old jobs. He worked at this place, and there was this guy. He was a white dude, and they weren't really. I wouldn't say friends, but like acquaintances. Work acquaintances. And the guy, he like was confused because they had gotten talking to like his house, and my dad owned a house at the time and all this stuff. And he was really confused because he learned that black people could own houses on their own. And the reason why he didn't know that is because his parents taught them that whenever you see a black person with like a house or a nice car, it's because the government gave them to him. And so this is an adult dude, grown up, and he didn't know like any black people. So like he couldn't like corroborate. So he just, went through his entire life just thinking, dang, the government gave him that. So it's like, it's hard. I mean, it's true. I would be racist if I thought people were getting like, extra treatment because of their skin color. But it's like being like so ignorant, it makes sense how people can be racist. You know what I mean? But he wasn't even like, it's not like he hated black people. It was just a quote fact to him that black people, like if they got anything that's good, it's that the government gave it to them, So that's such a difficult thing.
Racism is just so ingrained in American society. Started from the very, very beginning, from when they pulled up and wiped out the Indians. I mean,
it was even before that though too.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just
all the way back to Britain. If we started all the way back from there, it's just
back to like when they were trading with Africa. But like,
I can understand how racism, like, okay, it's going to sound like mad weird what I'm about to say, but like racism is a natural thing. But what I'm saying is that like, as humans, we tend to prefer people that like look like us and have the same characteristics, like tribalism. Like we tend to group together with people that we're familiar with because that's where we know it. Like we gain comfort from. So like when you see different people, it would make sense that you would antagonize them because they may be like, I guess to the bare bones evolutionarily will be like, oh, they're dangerous because we don't, understand these are different characteristics and we don't understand type stuff. But I mean, when it's just taken so far, like when those biological mechanisms completely override like us consciously, seems like it's really bad because we've seen it, like racism, classism, the poor and the rich wage gap. There's like so many differences that people just like discriminate off of. Like even in Asia, dark skin, light skin, India, dark skin, light skin, like it's so prevalent. And even in Africa, like different tribes hate each other just because they're from another place. Yeah.
I mean, it's all over. Wherever the white man's been has been there, which is everywhere.
Well, I mean, it's not even white men. Like we do it ourselves. Like
white men is what I'm saying, that when they went over there, they enlisted in their minds that because you're lighter, you're better.
No, but I'm saying like even absent of white men, I'm saying like tribally, like you can go into Africa and see different tribes and they're warring over because tribes, like there were differences in tribes. Just like it seems like wherever you go in history, people will find something to hate the other people for if they're like different.
Because you know what I mean? Different.
I see what you're saying. Racism is something else. If it's something
yeah.
Yeah, I like that video. And if you like that video, like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends and family that you watch Dorm Talkin'. And also shout out to Raheem. He was a great addition on the show for being our guest. And check his Instagram and his YouTube page out. And check our Instagram out as well. See y'all later.
Good.